Good morning, everybody. This is COOLA from Raw Stocks. We have another edition of our pre-market prep here. It is a flat open virtually, so we're going to take a look at kind of what's going on. You take a look at let's pop this up real quick. We take a look at Friday's close, the weekly. It was a nice bullish candle. So you want to talk about bias, you could talk about a nice bullish candle here. On the daily, though, kind of finished with a little bit of a, well, let's just say that it looks like some weakness or maybe some profit taken. Clearly into Thursday, you saw a decent sell. And on Friday, kind of a little bit of indecisiveness, but we remain over the daily for us. So short-term trend, bullish. And if I had to guess, we're going to be targeting up into this 608 range on any type of extension from here. Now, will this consolidate? Maybe retest back down to a 590? It could. It absolutely could. But we need to see it close below 600 at this point for that to probably happen. Or make a move, a pretty strong move up here before we'd see that happen. So, okay, moving right on. I want to do a shout out to our sponsors, Blackbox Stocks and Gamma Edge. Without those guys, we would not be able to provide this for you every single day. So make sure you guys go and utilize our links in the bio, whether it's on X, YouTube, or TikTok. Make sure you go and use the links there. Okay, so before we hop into data, let me change this. And let's pull this over. So this week, as far as macros go, we have core CPI on Wednesday, which will be the biggest influencer of the week, followed by core PPI. And then we're going to have prelim consumer sentiment on Friday. So this is an interesting one today at 9 a.m. So watch maybe some type of reversal or maybe some type of play to be had there with wholesale inventories. This is going to be month over month. This would be anticipating what our next quarter looks like. If we're not strong on inventories, then you're going to know it. You are going to know it. It should be very weak here if we expect a soft quarter. And if Elon Musk blew the lid on anything, he said that the second quarter, the second half of the year looks bad. So take note, Wednesday and Thursday, huge moves. We talk about key levels and needing influence. Well, there's your influence. One way or another, you could see it move off of Wednesday or in preparation, assume Tuesday afternoon. Okay, let's pull up some data real quick. Let's get to coverage. Okay, so full complex here, we're looking at, again, starting to see 610, 615, 1620, 620 grow, but a huge call wall here at 600. So mounting 600 is going to be a big deal. We mount it, then we can absolutely see us drive up into some of these bigger areas, whether that's 605 or 610. My bet is more towards 608. Really in this, see where this kind of just kind of big drop here falls off here. This is kind of where I'd see this kind of just dropping. That's more along the 6100 area. But let's take a look at today. We're in a call dominated gamma condition. 599 to 595 is our range today. So let's take a look at that in our trading range. We talked about this being resistance, watching it bounce off of this level and trying to push up towards this area, but we said this would be a high level resistance last week, and that's exactly what it happened into close. So let me switch over to SPY real quick because we're on SPX here, and we have a 599 to 595. Okay, so let's bring this up some. Looking for that potential gap closure. And then, okay, so watching the neck break here is virtually the high of the range here. Let's look for confluence on SPX here before we make our judgment on the day. 6020 to 5950. So for me, when we see something this tight, this is a pivot. This is a pivot day for SPX. So let me switch that back. Let's go to SPX. Let's raise it 6020. So it's virtually a new high. And what did I say? 59. What did I say? 5950. So all the way back down here. Okay, so this is our range. So what we're virtually looking at is a decent size move from the neckline to SPY down. That would be, that's our range. But we have the extension up into that 60-20 range for SPX. So currently we're sitting right around 599 right here. So this is going to make a decision at open. You're likely going to see us retest. Both of them have us testing down into this range. Let me double check something real quick. Yeah, both of us have us testing down into that range. If we break down, I think it's pretty clear that this is 59.85 is a pretty evident level for a pretty evident key level. Excuse me. You can see that we ran into this multiple times. We saw that we opened off it, and we came in here. Let's raise it to the open. This right here would be a key level. This would be a pivot. And then today, we're also seeing a pivot virtually right here based on SPY. Okay. So these are two pivot areas. If you get underneath this range here, I like the short. It's got a decent size RVR if you're looking to play the full range. Will we get that full range? I'm not so sure, right? I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. And you can always look to play this in something shorter like this. This is not a problem, but I would want to see a stronger sell here. And you got to watch out, at least look to take some profits on a key level like this right here near that 59.85 level. So watch the sell down off of this range. If there's anything that's given us insight, you can see that yields are up. So maybe that's going to play a little bit of a role and potentially a pullback. And we start looking at the dollar. It looks like it's heading up. So this is a good area or a good sign that this has a potential pullback coming. Or will we see this snuffed out in this range, and then maybe we look to continue to go further down? My bet is we go a little bit further up on the dollar. It's not being as impactful as the past, but it is something to be monitoring. So what do we see for today? Again, watch the slip of 6,000 here. If we see the slip of 6,000, I think that we could watch the short towards that 59.85 area, or look to target all the way back down towards 59.50. Over the top of 6,000 here, I would like to be long, looking for this thing to test up towards 60.20. And then if we break through 60.20, watch for some type of extension as high as 60.40. Okay, you can see 60.40 growing. We don't have a ton of contracts here that were swung, so this isn't anything super influential in regards to direction. We'll have a lot more data probably in the like 9 o'clock hour. So keep an eye on this changing. This could drastically change, and but as of right now, things do look positive. So that's going to be it on SPY and SPX. Let's take a look at Nvda real quick. We talked about this area being resistance last week. We saw that be a key factor into Thursday, and then Friday we saw a chop right here near this range. So what is data telling us now? Very much call dominated and full complex, 150 to 110. 150 is a large magnet. And then this week, you can see that 150 is growing. Let's go full complex real quick, and let's look at the expiration date, 620 and 613. So 150 is definitely growing into that range. Let's see. Yeah, a big chunk of that comes from 620, but a good portion of it comes from this week's expiration. Everyone's looking for 150. If you go down, watch for the support near that 139, 140 area based on that data. But let's mark this up for this week. 137 to 145. So 137 to 145. If I had to say anything, the range is more towards 150 today. Okay. Don't If we get to 145 and you see it pass it, go ahead and extend your range. Whoop, go ahead and extend your range to 150. Okay. But as of right now, we'll leave it at 145, but do not be surprised to see the range expand towards 150. We're going to leave this as resistance, and we'll see if we want to break through this. Any break through 145 will likely lead towards a squeeze towards 150. If we do get shut down here, watch for us to maybe get that gap closed down here at that 140 level, and then maybe see some type of bounce off of that. But it's a range for a reason, guys. So you're short here, you're long here, and you could be long at 140 as long as we see a bounce and you're looking to hold that. But take note that that's right in the middle of our range. It's not how we like to play. We like to look at it for the lows and for the highs and then make a move off of there. So it's the best thing we can do with the information and data that we have. Let's look at Tesla real quick. Okay, so we saw virtually we talked about the range from 300 to 280, 290 is what it was. I think it was a little bit low on it. 300 to 290. We had our swing calls on Thursday, and we closed them at open, virtually right here at 300. And then it spent the rest of the day trying to decide if it wanted to stay over 300 and ultimately fell to it. Now we're seeing it at the bottom of its previous range. So let's look and see where we're at today and see what that looks like. So put dominated 280 to the downside is the magnet here, and 320 to the upside. So this is going to change. $280 to 320. So for a range like this, you look to go long, looking to hold 280. If you start seeing a 5-minute decent sized sell candle underneath 280, that's really when you want to get out. But if you see it come and touch 280, see a bounce off of that, I would probably look to ride that back up towards a retest at 300, or even get the expansion up towards that 320 zone. As of right now, it's put dominated, so you have to be careful that this is a slippery slide. Okay, this can grow to 270, or we could see it even expand towards that 250. As you can see, that is a large expanding magnet for us right there. 250 on the demand into 620, which is the monthly. This will be a strong support, though, just to be clear, a strong support. Okay, looking at this, do I see us getting over the top of 320? It's going to be tough, but as of right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We have a pretty strong moving average at 310 here, and 320 is our 1 hour 200. Okay, so keep that in mind. Wouldn't be surprised, like I said, to see some type of gap close or maybe even a retest back down towards that 270 range before making a move back up here. But the play is still 280 support, looking for that to bounce and look to head up towards some of these moving averages like the 1 hour 20 or the 1 hour 200, which are right at 320 and probably will be closer towards that 305, 300 by the time we get some type of consolidation and then recovery. So hopefully this is helpful. You guys, if you're as interested in how we tackle the market and what we look for, do us a favor. Come check us out at rawstocksllc.com, rawstocksllc.com. And we have combined forces. There's 6 analysts there. It is a ton of data for you guys and put you in the right position. And I think you'll be happy with it. So come take a look at it. Links are in the bio. We do this pre-market prep for free for all of our members. It doesn't matter if you are a premium or not, as long as you are in the Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, join up at our links in our bio or go to discord.gg/rawstocks. Otherwise, you can catch the recording on all of our social media platforms at 8:30 or 9:30. That's post open. So, but if you're looking to get it before that, you need to join the Discord. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and we'll catch you later.